fond of calling it the second season. It is the playoffs. They begin for the Riverhawks on Thursday night, a best-of-3 series against the University of Maine. All 3 games, if necessary, would be at the Tsongas Center. Thursday night, Friday night, and Sunday. Joining us now, the head coach of your Riverhawks, Norm Bazin. And Norm, first, and I know we don't want to talk about the past, but first, congratulations on the first-place finish for you in this hockey club, and a good showing certainly Saturday down in Providence.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bob. It's very exciting for our program, for the school, and certainly for Hockey East to have a different program win the regular season.
Mean anything special for you in that you had played on this hockey club back in the early days of Hockey East, and I notice a lot of alums, some contemporaries, but a lot of alums down through the years at the game Saturday saying how pleased they were.
Well, I think it's always special for the alumni base as a whole, and I'm part of that alumni base, and certainly it's a special feeling just seeing the blue jerseys win that cup is great, and the playoff championship's even more meaningful.
All right, now we get ready for the postseason. University of Maine, I know coaches don't sit and say, I want to play this team or that team. Is playoff hockey different? Is this different? Does what's happened earlier this season between these two teams matter?
Not really. You know, it's exciting for me because I'm very pleased with the challenge of hosting Maine, because none of our guys take anything they do for granted. We respect their coaching staff. They have a heck of a hockey team. They beat us 2 out of 3 games. They're all 1-goal games, as you know, and it's a second season. So let's see who the better team is.
I think I talked on the radio a little bit about exercising some of our demons this year, a little bit of an exorcism. My words, certainly not yours. University of Maine has been a thorn in our side this season. They have been a much bigger thorn in our history. We have not had much playoff success against them. I don't know if that enters into the equation at all, past history, but this is a team that's given us trouble.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I don't really look at history too much. I think it's very important to note every year brings on a different group and a different chemistry. And we just want to play hockey. We want to play the best opponents possible every game in the next little while here, and hopefully we're playing for another month. However, they are one of the better teams. They're the second best team in Hockey East as far as the second stretch, the second half of the season, right behind us. And you've got the 2 best second half teams playing each other, and it should provide for a great weekend of hockey.
What separates winners from losers at this time of the year? What's the team that win do that the team that didn't win didn't do, other than score 1 more goal per game?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that go into it. You know, there's certainly some execution, there's some puck luck, there's a lot of things. I mean, the second season, the playoff season, comes down to urgency, and it comes down to really second and third efforts. It comes down to execution on special teams. It comes down to net front stick battles. So the similar things as the regular season, however, a little bit with more intensity.
It is the spring break. There aren't classes for kids. It's a little shorter week with the series beginning on Thursday. I know you've kind of liked different routines. Do you do other things this week because we're going into the playoffs differently than you would have earlier in the season?
Not really, and I said I think having a different routine is healthy. I'm not fond of it, but I think it's healthy for a hockey team because you're thrown into a lot of different situations come NCAA time. So you might as well face those situations during the regular season so your guys aren't thrown off the deep end just because they have a different routine. We're practicing in the afternoon, early afternoon, late morning, some days, and we've got 1 less day to prepare. I'm not pleased about that, but it's what we have, and it's, again, healthy to have a different routine. So we're going to go about our business and try to prepare for Maine the best we can, and they're going to do the same, plus they're going to have travel included in their routine, so hopefully that affects them a little bit more than it affects us.
You've said during the year you want to get better each week so that you're playing the best hockey that a team is capable of at this most important time of the year. Are we where you want us to be as far as we're approaching the game on the ice as we're now in the postseason?
Yes, I am. Yeah, I think we're in a good place. We're relatively healthy for this time of year. I think we've got bodies that are rested. We had home series the last 2 weeks of the year, but we didn't have to travel very far. Providence and Merrimack are as close as they get. So, we're not fatigued from travel. I think we're healthy. We're certainly excited about being in the playoffs, and you can't come off a better stretch than we did the last little while here. However, it's all a race now, and we're starting off with a blank slate.
From the day you walked onto this campus, you talked about bringing a style of play that was up-tempo, that was puck possession, puck pursuit, gritty, with an edge, had urgency. When we have played Maine, it seems as though their job has been, and I don't mean to speak for their coaching staff, but simply to get us out of that up-tempo puck possession game. Is this weekend opening round quarterfinal series a battle between two styles of play, and who forces the other team to either slow down to their speed or step up to their speed?
Yeah, well, I think you're bringing up some good points there. I think they do a great job of tweaking the opponent to play their style of game, and you have to adjust. I mean, that's part of being a good coaching staff. That's why we respect those guys. I think they've managed to have a decent season and squeak into the playoff despite having a start of 2-11-2. And that was a tough start for them. And they've shown a lot of urgency in the last few weekends of the year. And they're going to try possibly to slow the game down at times, maybe get as many whistles as possible. It's our job to try to push the pace and see if we can't play our style of game.
Is there one word that sums up for this hockey team what this weekend is about?
Yeah, I'd pick intensity. It's going to be about intensity. It's going to be about being a man in every single situation, sometimes biting your tongue, and making sure that you concentrate on the things you can control versus the things you can't.
All right. Again, for those taking a listen or a look at this, UMass Lowell, University of Maine, the quarterfinals of the Hockey East tournament. Thursday night at the Tsongas Center, Friday night at the Tsongas Center, and if necessary, Sunday. Norm, I thank you for your time. Certainly good luck.
Thank you very much, Bob.